and for some, a chance to put their name up on whiteboards and maybe get that start in round one. Sam Hargraves is my name. Great to have your company throughout the course of the afternoon. We are just about set and ready to go. So plenty to play for as we are underway at the Kennedy Community Centre. Meek in the ruck. Dempsey, what a season he had last year. 35 goals in it. There'll be a free kick. On the burst, Newcomb coming through the middle impy. Hawks looking to transition, just getting caught out of position was Kalshadir. This is the Cats 2026 Clash jumper. Now, Moore was off, but there's a free kick to Henry. Sicily just curious as to why. Still deliberating that with the umpire. So Henry, the former Pie, loads up. This has got a bit of carry on it too. That's got a lot of carry on it, and the Cats get the first through Henry. It's a sight the Hawks fans love. Oh, Lewis, it was clever. Watson, front and centre in his eyes, on the skid. Deer draws the man. Little tumbler towards goal. It's looking pretty good. Just didn't get the bounce. Kenzie scrapping away. Coughed it up. Myers, one of the best users inside 50 in the competition. There's a bit of afters there from Bodie Ryan, which Warple took exception to. Ollie Henry will go back and shoot from 40 out directly in front for his second. 14 goals last year in 15 games. He's got 1-1 to his name today. Same amount. Scrounging a little kick forward, Lennox Hoffman. Hitting it hard was Atkins, we know he does. It was a good work from Stevens too. Gets it back to Atkins. And he uses Neil. It was a good build-up. Only missed the one game in 2025. First full season at the Cats, 44 goals. And he's got his first this afternoon. That's a good-looking kick. Does he sneak that in? Yes, he does. That is a very good finish. Driscoll just made Scrimshaw earn it. Oh, Watson and Clark, both eyes on the footy. Strength in the air from Watson. He gets the free kick. Dempsey's kick just as good. Jai Clark's had a very good pre-season, but Massimo's had maybe a better one. Reeves' little flick, more on the second bite. Did get boot to ball and just bellies one through for the Hawks first. Ward was able to claim it and get it to Impey. Little step and a stutter from Newcomb opened up the door for Impey to come charging through. Moore could give it back to Jarman if he wants, but he drew Dempsey, cuts back inboard. Watson the target. Double foot jump. Had it fisted away, and Butler buries the tackle. So on the runway, Butler just sort of jabs at it and did enough to steer it through. So 2 on the bounce for Hawthorn. A big audition for them today. Jack Henry crafts the kick on the outside. Warple couldn't backpedal enough. Little chain of handballs. Stevens on the spin, sends it towards goal, and I reckon he's got that. That's a nice individual effort and a good finish for their fourth. To leap himself at the ball. Oh, that was very nearly a good mark to Bodie Ryan. Just couldn't complete the job. Atkins, now they can just run this in a wave. Ollie Henry, no one leads up at him, so he can run inside forward 50. He did the team thing, just stuck it low and flat and got it to Neil. Led the club in contested marks last year, Shannon Neil, and he's nursed that through nicely for his second and their fifth. Didn't actually go around onto his left. Amon checked it once, checked it twice, and then found Meek on the third. Ambrosio butted up, little wedge was good. Nash is going to take this himself. One step, snap. Oh, that's superb from the Irishman. They thought their way through that nicely, the Hawks. There are a few in brown and gold lining up thinking that they might have been the option, but Nash said, no, I've got this. Impey did well with a couple bearing down. Chol couldn't take it, but underrated is his forward defensive work, and McDonald was able to squeeze one out, and for the second time, the Hawks have just had a player standing all alone in the goal square. This time it's Deer, and it's good to see him back out there after that rib scare in the first quarter. Perez did well to spoil and then find it off the deck. Slick was the dish from Newcomb to Ward. Sticks it low to McDonald, who's come up the ground. 50 metres. Just not getting back. So McDonald doesn't pull the trigger to go inside. Flynn Perez might just light this up here from the arc. He has a ping, and that's one way to put your name up in lights. Looking for a list spot, and he's laced that. Siren sounds to end the half. Hawks kicked 5 in that quarter, including 4 in a row. Cats got a couple. They had been dominating possession and really holding sway until probably the last half of that quarter when the Hawks clicked into gear. So at half-time at the Kennedy Community Centre, 6-7-43 the Hawks have got a 5-point lead over the Cats, 5-8-38. It is a magnificent facility that Hawthorn have built here. This Kennedy Centre is absolutely elite. Gee Weddle, he worked so hard, came out of defence, he was the option up forward, such a difficult matchup. Just got the step on O'Sullivan. Points towards goal. Now that might start to come back on the breeze. That's a really good mark from Lewis. There was blocking that went on for him. There was jostling behind. He just had eyes for the footy. He takes a very strong mark. If they can get a full season into this man, they will be a real threat. First of the second half goes to the Hawks. The biggest lead they've had is 11 points. 30-minute quarters, no time on. Beautiful, Meek Newcomb on the burst. Their player of the finals. That kick is extraordinary and the hand's just as good. Perfect extraction. Shapes is a big season for the man in the number 2, and that is sweetly struck for his second in a row. Brilliant mark. He's a lot stronger than he might look. On the slow build-up, Weddle the fly. Lewis the crumbs. Gee, he took that cleanly. Farmed out a little handball. Butler time to steady, shoot, and splits them. Hawthorn play on quickly. Flynn Perez trying to claim that second chance. Geez, if he can keep hitting targets like that coming out of defence, he'll go a long way. The goal he kicked too was phenomenal. Reeves, who got it from Shoal, gave it to the runner Weddle. Sidewinder inside forward 50, but he splits it onto the sternum of Kalshadir. 9 games last year, dear, after he burst on the scene in 2024. And that is straight through the middle. McDonald spending some time in the middle now. Edwards does well for the second time, although Reeves rips him off it and gets the free. McDonald took on Edwards, slipped under the tackle. Play on the call. Now Deers slipped his opponent in one grab mark, but there's a free kick. And it's going to Jack Henry. Hawthorn involved Saturday afternoon against the Giants. Henry for his second, never looked like missing. It was a 2-on-1, it was always favouring the 2. Watson could have gone outside, went inside. Newcomb taken to ground. Atkins claims the loose ball, then is claimed by Jack Riding. Another coming out of Werribee, hoping to get their chance at AFL level. Free kick going to Reeves. Sends it long, Marbior. Nice climb. He's done some good things. Burke just teed it up for him with a kick out of defensive 50. Oh, Nevitt was strong in the air. Mraz was coming hard the other way. It was an awkward landing, but a very good mark. He calls the ball, directs traffic up ahead. Ollie Henry gets a good sit and a good run. It all opened up for him and he did the rest. Any news getting around from this afternoon?
Well, the big one for me, Sam, is the SSP situation at Hawthorn. Only a handful of clubs doing the SSP this year. Jarman
Impey, couple of bounces and just threads. A very, very fine individual goal. It was just more of a contested situation. Newcomb slaps it onto the right slipper, backpedaling and taking the mark in the end, and it was a very good one too. Aiden Schubert, this is the second pick in last year's draft for the Hawks, and they really do like him. Pick number 23.
Had a great pre-season, Sam. This is the one from their draft class last year that has really stood out across the summer. Kicked a handful of goals in a couple of match sims to date and just has some big moments, and he's proven that again today.
He was All-Australian in under-18s last year. He's got a real sort of Josh Kennedy sort of stutter step, but it doesn't matter, because if he keeps kicking them like that, he might just have a Josh Kennedy-esque career. Oh, I just thought for a minute he was a little proppy there. He seems okay. O'Sheen Mullen on the left. Polkinghorn again. Pay that and they will. Continues to stand out today. I think Lennox Hoffman could be one of those as well. Another one they took in that draft, and he was pick 66 from Sandringham. And that's the third for Polkinghorn. Good presentation from Joe Pike. Pick 31 in his rookie draft. Barwon Heads product, a bouncing ball into the forward pocket. McDonald's going to be held to it. Play ended up going on in the end. Mraz actually coughed it up to Henry, who finishes off a couple of steps. That was assured, and that was sharp from Ollie Henry. Kind of just ripped the kick to the corridor. Atkins is going to bounce this into the path of Neil. They've got a 2-on-2 inside forward 50. Oh, Neil just drew, hung it out there like he was putting out the washing. It was there for an eternity, and just too much depth on the kick. It's actually got there. It bounced to the left. It was tracking right. He got leg break instead of off, and he's got 4. Chance for a late one maybe. Perez pings one inside forward 50. Oh, Watson was coming a little too hard. Had to put the brakes on. It squeezed it out of his own hands, and then he's claimed in a ripping tackle, holding the ball from Warple. Reeves takes it out of the ruck. Dropped it over the top. Siren sounds. Been a good hit out for both teams. Geelong started the better. Hawthorn then took control, 8 in a row, the feature of their afternoon. It was a dominant run through that period. Geelong fought their way back into it though. And in the end, both teams can take a lot out of this opening match sim.